You must understand that every single thing in your life begins in the invisible realm of thought. Nothing you see around you was ever created by accident. The chair upon which you sit, the walls that surround you, the money you hold in your hand, the clothes on your back, all of these existed first in the mind of someone who believed they could be brought forth. The world is nothing more than the manifestation of vibration, the outward expression of thoughts that have been clothed with faith and intensified by emotion. And if you can grasp this truth with the seriousness it demands, you will hold in your hands the master key to all success, all wealth, all joy, and all fulfillment that your heart could ever desire. When I say that thought is vibration, I do not speak of it in some mystical or far-off sense. I speak in the plainest terms. You have trillions of cells in your body, and every one of them is a living, vibrating unit of energy. These cells respond not to your casual wishes or idle words, but to the deep convictions you hold and the emotions that course through you. If your mind is possessed by fear, doubt, worry, or resentment, those vibrations flood every cell and direct your body, your actions, and your very circumstances toward outcomes you claim you do not want. But if your mind is saturated with faith, expectation, gratitude, and determination, those vibrations, too, will move through every cell, creating an irresistible current that draws into your life the very things you long for. Consider carefully what this means. It means that life does not respond to the surface chatter of your lips, but to the deep broadcast of your spirit. You may say with your mouth, "I want wealth, I want success, I want love," but if your heart is still vibrating with fear of poverty, expectation of failure, or belief that love is impossible, the universe ignores your words and responds to your vibration. It is the station you are tuned into that matters, not the noise you make. A radio tuned to the wrong frequency cannot play the music you wish to hear. In the same way, a mind tuned to lack cannot receive abundance. This law is absolute. It does not play favorites. It does not bend for one and refuse another. The farmer who plants thorns does not reap roses, no matter how sincerely he wishes it. The soil simply produces what is placed into it. Your mind is that soil. Your dominant thoughts are the seeds. Your emotions water and nourish them. Your actions, directed or misdirected, cause them to grow. And the harvest is nothing more and nothing less than what you yourself have planted and cultivated within. I have known men and women who worked tirelessly, who strained with all their might, yet failed miserably because their inner broadcast was one of doubt and defeat. They rose each morning saying, "I hope things turn around today," while deep within they were convinced nothing would change. Their efforts were poisoned before they even began, and I have known others who seemed to labor less, but who worked with unwavering certainty, who walked with an inner knowing that success was theirs, and lo, opportunities opened, doors appeared, and provision met them as though the world itself conspired in their favor. The difference was not in the outer labor alone, but in the inner conviction that directed every step. So the first thing I tell you is this: rid your mind of doubt as though it were a plague. Cast it out as though it were poison in your veins. If you permit doubt to dwell even a little, it seeps into every cell, every decision, every vibration you send into the world, and it neutralizes your power. You must take command of yourself so thoroughly that your entire being sings with one note, one belief, one certainty. When all of you believes without question, the outcome is assured. The time may vary, the manner may surprise you, but the result cannot be denied. Now, do not be deceived into thinking that this law is some idle daydreaming, that you may simply sit in a corner, close your eyes, and conjure palaces into existence without ever lifting a hand. No, that is folly. The truth is far more profound. The law requires action as its natural companion. The last letters of attraction spell action, and without it you will starve, waiting for bread that will never appear. But when belief and action join hands, mountains move, seas part, and the invisible becomes visible. Faith without works is dead, and thought without corresponding effort is but a passing shadow. Yet understand also that action without the proper vibration is equally powerless. You may labor like an ox, sweat like a mule, and still reap only frustration if your inner belief contradicts your outer effort. That is why men work themselves into early graves with nothing to show for it, while others who labor with joy and conviction rise to wealth and prominence with seemingly less strain. It is not the quantity of the effort, but the harmony of belief, emotion, and action that determines results. When I was a young man, I too was tempted to doubt. I had known hunger, I had walked with empty pockets, and I had seen opportunities slip through my fingers like sand. But I learned quickly that to worry was to chain myself to failure. Worry is faith in reverse. It is belief in an outcome you do not want. It is the broadcasting of failure long before it arrives. And so I resolved that I would not allow worry to dwell in me. I would see only the outcome I desired. I would feel only the joy of already possessing it. I would act each day as though success were inevitable. And when I lived this way, doors opened that no man could have opened for me. Money came from sources I did not expect. People appeared with offers I could not have arranged. Circumstances aligned as though commanded by my very will. That is the law at work. It is the same for you. Whatever condition you find yourself in today, do not curse it. Do not dwell upon it. Do not magnify it with your speech or your thought, for what you focus on expands. If you fix your attention upon poverty, you will receive more poverty. If you fix your attention upon sickness, you will multiply sickness. But if you fix your attention upon health, wealth, and success, if you claim them as yours, if you act in harmony with them, then all of life begins to shift in that direction. The resources you need begin to assemble. The people who can help you begin to appear. The opportunities that were invisible suddenly stand before you. You think it coincidence, but it is not. It is law as sure as gravity, as dependable as the sunrise. Your conscious mind is but the tip of the iceberg, a mere fraction of your power. It can only hold one thought at a time, and it is easily distracted, easily swayed. But beneath it lies your subconscious mind, the vast storehouse of every belief you have accepted. It does not argue with you. It does not question whether a thing is true. It accepts all you feed it, whether noble or vile, whether empowering or destructive. Say often enough that you are worthless, and it records it as truth. Declare with conviction that you are destined for greatness, and it accepts that too. And since it directs 95% of your actions, feelings, and responses, what it holds within becomes the very life you experience without. Therefore, your great task is to reprogram this inner mind, to speak to it with repetition, with emotion, with certainty, until it accepts the truth you desire as the only truth that exists. Once this is done, your vibration changes automatically. Your frequency shifts. You become tuned to a new station, and that station broadcasts into the world, drawing to you circumstances, people, and outcomes that match it perfectly. That is why two men may walk into the same room, see the same opportunities, and one walks out poor while the other walks out rich. Their outer world was the same, but their inner broadcast was different. When I speak of vibration and frequency, I do not mean these as idle metaphors. Science itself has shown that your body is a moving field of energy, that your brain waves extend beyond your skull, that your emotions alter the chemistry of your cells and the rhythm of your heart. Every thought you allow, every feeling you permit, sends signals into your body and into the space around you. Others can sense it, often without knowing why. You yourself have walked into a room and felt instantly uneasy without hearing a word spoken. You have met a stranger and felt drawn to them as though you had known them your whole life. That was vibration meeting vibration. That was your frequency interacting with theirs. When your vibration is low, when you are consumed with worry, anger, envy, or self-pity, your body responds with stress chemicals, your cells tighten, your mind clouds, and you draw to yourself more reasons to feel the same way. When your vibration is high, when you dwell in gratitude, love, faith, and certainty, your body releases joy-producing chemicals, your heart expands, your mind clears, and you magnetize to yourself people and conditions that match that higher state.